Okay, good morning, everybody. As we go to the Chitas of today we start the portion of Pashas Vayishlach, which is in chapter 232, verse number 4. Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim Lefanav. Yaakov is on his way back to Canaan, to his father. Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim Lefanav Esav Acher. Yaakov sent angels before him to his brother Esav, Artsa Seir, to the land of Seir, stay Edom, to the fields of Edom. Now she says, Malachim Mamish. This was not, Malachim means angels Mamish, real angels. Artsa Seir, to Edom Seir, to the land of Seir. And every word that requires the prefix of a lamed at the beginning, you also can put a hey, Artsa Seir. So instead of saying list Seir, you say Artsa, to the land. So the hey becomes the lamed. And he commanded him, saying, this is what you should say to my master Esau. This is what your servant Yaakov said. In love and Gaiti, in love and I lived, and I've tarried until now. Talking about 22 years later. Rashi said, Gaiti, I sojourned, I was a stranger. I did not become an officer or a dignitary, but a stranger. Ger. It's not worthy for you to hate me on the account of your father's blessings, which blessed me. You shall be like the master of your brother, no master of nothing. I'm a regular guy that is struggling. I don't have any. I have nothing of my own. I'm a stranger. So therefore, there's no reason to hate me. Another explanation, Gaiti, the word Gaiti has a numerical value of 613. Hayag, 613 commandments. That is to say, I lived with the wicked loving, but I kept the 613 commandments. Meaning, I did not learn from his deeds. So therefore, in a positive way, he's also saying, I'm strong with who I am, and I am who I am. I'm strong with who I am, and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do. I had an ox and I had a donkey. So and I had flock, and I have servant. The shifcha maid servants. I'm going to tell. I went to give a message. To find pleasing in your eyes. Rashi says, my father said to me, the dew of the heavens and the fatness of the earth. But this is not neither the heavens or the earth, this is the animals. So I'm not a property owner. I own no property, I own movable objects. Shoy v'chamer, Rashi says it's singular. I have an ox and I have a donkey. An ox and a donkey. It's customary to call ox an ox. First it says to his companion, at night, the rooster has crowd. It doesn't say the roosters have crowd, but that's the way you express yourself. You didn't have one ox, you had many oxes. You didn't have one donkey, you had many donkeys. And I'm going to send a message that I'm coming home. I'm coming home. So I can find favor in your eyes. Because I only have peace with you. I'm not interested in fighting with you. I am interested in peace and harmony. Verse number 7, Yeshua Malachim al Yaakov, and the Malachim came back to Yaakov saying, we came to your brother Esav, and you should know, you think he's waiting for you to come there. He's coming towards you. He has 400 men with him. The Rashi consider what you said, he's your brother. He's not your brother. He still behaves toward you like a wicked ace. He hasn't forgotten anything. And he's coming to do what he said he's going to do. He still has your hate. Yaakov feared a lot, became frightful. And he was in distress. So he divided the people. He made two camps. The Rashi says, why are the two expressions of frightened and distress? He was frightened, least he'd be killed. He was worried. That this Esav is going to come and kill him. And he was in stress because he might kill others. So understood, Yaakov was not going to lay down easily. He's going to fight. And therefore, he didn't want to kill anybody. But he understood that that's it. Somebody comes to kill you, you got to stand up and kill them. So therefore, he was distressed. Because he said, if Esau will come to the first camp and he will strike it, we'll see what happens. If the first camp that's going ahead of us has been destroyed, so then the second camp needs to run for their lives. Rashi says the word machna. Rashi's very interesting. Rashi says there are 4 words that are both masculine and feminine. The word machna is used in a masculine and feminine. Machna, tachna against me, the feminine. Machna hazeh, which is masculine. Likewise, there are other things used in masculine and feminine. For example, hashemesh, the sun. Shemesh yotza is masculine. And then you have the word from the heavens in the source moitza, and then you have Hashemesh Zeiracha, which is feminine. So you have the second word Shemesh can be word Shemesh, the sun is both masculine and feminine. Also, you have the word Ruach. Ruach, the spirit, is also when we behold the great Gedela Ba, it's all feminine. And Vayiga Ruchai, this is masculine. And likewise, Eish. The word Eish, fire, is also, you have it in the masculine and feminine. It says the fire went out, Yotza, it's feminine. And then Loit, the fire burnt, is masculine. So you have 4 words in the Hebrew language. Again, only Rashi that knows the whole Torah can tell you this concept. That you have 4 words in the Hebrew language that are used for masculine and feminine. That's machna, camp, shemesh, sun, ruach, and eish. Against his will. For I will wage war with him. If he wipes out the first camp of all the animals and all the servants, I will go out to war with him. And that's going to happen, and the rest of the people will run. It's not. The Gemara says that Yaakov prepared himself for 3 things. He prepared a gift. That was the first machna. Take whatever you want. He told him to tell him, listen, this is the gift for you. So he was going to see, would he accept the gift or would he kill everybody? And then, if that would happen, the gift was not accepted, he would go out to war. And then, as you'll see, he prays. So those are the 3 things that he prepared. So the gift passed before him. For prayer, God and my father Abraham. For war, the remaining camp will escape. Yaakov Avinu says, there's no question in my mind that I will go out to war and we will survive because I will prevail. Here's the prayer. Yaakov says, Lakei Avi Avram, the God of Abraham, my father, Lakei Avi Yitzchak, the God of Abraham, God of Isaac. Hashem, Elai, God who said to me, Shuv la'aretz, who told me return to my land, to your birthplace, Be'tiva and will be good to you. Now she says, but elsewhere it says, Ufachad Yitzchak. Remember the Rashi in the previous Pasha, where it says, it doesn't say God's name on Yitzchak. Suddenly, he uses God's name. Scripture should have written, who said, return to the land. Rather, so did Jacob say before the Holy One blessed me. You gave me 2 promises. One, when I left my father's house in Beersheba. We said, I am the Lord, your God of Abraham and Isaac. That's why he mentioned God's name, because he wanted to remind God of his promise. And God did put his name upon Isaac. So therefore he mentions God's name. And there he said to me that I will guard you wherever you go. And in Laban's house, you said to me, return to the land of your forefathers in your birthplace, and I will be with you. There he reveals himself with the God's name, Yud Kei Vav, the tetragram. Yud Kei Vav, which is Chesed. Alone, for it says the Lord Yud Kei Vav Kei said to Jacob, return to the land of your forefathers. With these two promises, I'm coming before you. And here you see the next verse, you see the humility of Yaakov Avinu. Famous statement that he said, I am become small from all the kindness. Mikala emes from all the truth. Asher Asi says, which you have done to your servant. Give him makli avaitis yaiden, because I came over this river with a stick. I had this stick, this river of Jordan. I came over with a stick. But now I'm coming back with two camps. So I realized that I'm not coming here because of my merits and my greatness. I'm small from all the kindness that God has shown me. As she says, my merits have diminished because of the kindness and the truth you have rendered me. If I feel, at least I become sullied with sin. I'm afraid that maybe all the success has got to my head and I become a little bit negative. Maybe I had a sin, therefore I fear least I become sullied with sin. Time you promised me and will cause me to deliver in the hands of Ace. Maybe your promises were good when I was at Tzaddik. I was coming for yeshiva. Now it's 22 years later, got married, I was working for Lavan, and maybe I'm not worthy of it. Mikala Emes, the realization of your words, that you keep for me all the promises you made me. Even Makli, I had neither silver nor gold, nor I had nothing. I walked over this Jordan with my stick, but only my staff. The Medrash states he placed the staff, another way can be Makli, that this is the first time the Jordan was split. We know that later when the Jews went to Israel, the Jordan was split again. So Yaakov Avinu says, I split the Jordan, keep it makli. With this stick, I split the Jordan. And the Jordan split. Verse 12, please save me from the hands of my brother. Miyad Esav, from the hand of Esav. Because I'm afraid of him. And he comes and strikes me and strikes a mother and with children. The Rash says, Miyadachi, from the hand of my brother, who does not behave towards me like a brother, but like a wicked Esav, he's coming to kill me. You said it will surely be good. You said you promised me my offspring is really like the sand of the sea. Asheli is super merav, which you cannot count because of its multitude. The Rashi says, why does it say double expression, hated, or good, or be good? That's why it says surely good, but it's double time good. So the Rashi answers, the double expression denotes, hated will be good for you in your merit, and hated will be good for your father's merit. So therefore, I'm not coming only in my merit, I'm coming in the merits of my parents, my grandparents. Now, where did he tell him this? Where did he say this? It is not that he said to him only that you see will be like the dust of the earth. How did Yitzchak, Yaakov change the blessing from the dust of the earth to the sand of the earth? He said to him, I will not forsake you until I've done to what I've promised concerning you. And you said to Abraham that your seed is going to be like the sand of the earth. To Abraham, he said, I will surely bless you and I will surely multiply your seed like the stars of the heavens and the sands that is at the seashore. So therefore, you're right, you didn't say that to me, but you said it about me. And self-understood, I am the future of Avram Avinu, of Abraham, and you made this promise to Avram Avinu. And this completes the Chumash for today. Now I'll go to the Tanya of the day. Today is a very special day. It's the 10th day of Kislev. It's the day of liberation of the Mittel Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe's son, who was confined due to his outreach on Yiddishkeit, the teachings of Chassidus, and he was redeemed today, 10th day of Kislev. So today is the day of Geula. Today is the day of redemption. So let's go to the Tanya. The Alter Rebbe continues his Kunter Zacher, continues the fourth essay in his Kunter Zacher and in his essays at the end of Tanya. And Alter Rebbe is explaining, as we explain, he continues to explain that there's two revelations in the world. Most revelations in the world comes through, so to say, the offsprings, like the offshine of godliness from above. And now, but there are certain things that jump the rung, so to say. They go straight from its source to where it belongs. And they have no hiddenness in it. Whether we can see it or not, that's something else. But that there's a connection, a direct connection between the physical thing and its spiritual counterpart. There are certain things that is not something that comes down from level to level, but its source in heaven, its source in its spiritual counterpart is revealed mamish in the thing that we do. And that's a mitzvah. That's halacha. That's the concept of halacha, law, the laws of the Torah. Because again, we have to remember the laws of the Torah is the wishes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that I should go and put on tefillin. And I should put on this tefillin, do this mitzvah. And when I do it, I accomplish the will of God. There's nothing else that can come in between the will of God and me in this mitzvah. I accomplish the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is not however regard to laws. Maybe other things. It's a concept that comes down, especially the aspect of Avos Hashem and Yiras Hashem. It's a reflection of the true Ava of above. That's why Avraham Avinu said, even though I'm Chesed, I am Ava. Anochi Afa ve'efer, I'm a dust, because my Ava is only a reflection of Ava, the way it's the Chesed, the way it's the kindness, the way it's in Atzilus. So I'm a reflection of that. I'm not the essence of Chesed. Chesed of Atzilus is much greater than my Chesed, than my kindness. Well, that's one of the things the others didn't have. They didn't have the mitzvahs in the Torah. Yaakov even said, I kept the 613 mitzvahs in this Rashi. But he didn't keep the mitzvahs the way we keep it, the way we know the halacha. The Yaakov Avinu didn't have a Shulchan Aruch. He didn't have a code of Jewish law. We do have a code of Jewish law. We do have halacha. So we can know exactly what the Eibishter wants us to do. We know exactly what he wants us to do. From the pasuk, from the verse in the Torah, till the concept in the halacha in Jewish law. Exactly what he wants us to do. So in other situations, in other concepts, it's only a wisdom illumination. They manifestly, they do not conceal it. I'm sorry, go back. The opposite of halacha, which the radiance of wisdom illuminates them manifestly in a revealed way. The garments of action is thus merely a passage. So though the law vested in the physical things of this world, the physical world of Asiya, they are thus subject to concealment that is Asiya, physicality. They are not guarded in it to the point that the garments essentially affect the wearer, for they merely pass through the garments of Asiya. They pass through, the essence passes through. And it's revealed when I put on tefillin, the essence of the Eibishter comes through that physical tefillin. Like Yom Tov, for example, on the festivals, that the chesed of the world of Atzilus, that's it's called Yom Tov. Why is it called a good day? Yom Tov. Because of that day, Yom Tov. Chesed of the world of Atzilus, which is completely clothed in the chesed of the world of Bria, verifies this physical world. And that's why we call it a Yom Tov, a good day, because chesed of Atzilus comes down ultimately into this world. By passing through Yitzira and ultimate Asir. Hanikra Gamki Halaslafshus, which the past is called an investment. So chesed of the world of Atzilus comes down into Chesed of the world of Bria, comes down to Ulti, has to go through Malchus. Comes down through Malchus of Atzilus, goes down to Chesed of Yitzira, comes down to Malchus of Yitzira, comes down. It goes with derech like a passing, it's like conduit. If it's not that way, if it didn't work this way, it would not affect this world. And it does affect the world. It changes the world. The Kedusha changes the world. I'm doing on Yontiv differently than I'm doing any other day. So it changes the world. Thus, just as we regard the festivals, through the animating light first passes through Yitzhak, and then I see it. It's still considered to be an illumination of Chesed Abriya. So too the God of the laws. The light with the laws merely passes through the physical, which they deal. It also retains a radiance of supreme wisdom. So it never lost its luster. It never lost its energy. And that's where, again, it affects the world. This is called a Pirat Tefillah. And today is called Yontif. And today is called Shabbos, etc. Because it changes the world. Like today, Yud Kislev. Yud Kislev is a liberation of the Mittel Rebbe, and it changed the world. We don't say Tachnan. It's a day of redemption. It's a day of uplifting. Changed the world. The Mittel Rebbe changed the world. Although the physical world, as discussed in the law, unfortunately conceals completely the chesed of Asiya, and surely then conceals the fusion of wisdom. So ultimately, it's in. That's why I don't feel it. Still, the law proper is not actually physical. It lost its physicality. The law became a conduit for God. The tefillin lost its. Well, you don't call tefillin a piece of parchment. You don't call tefillin another physical entity. It's called tefillin. Shabbos is called Shabbos. Yontif is called Yontif. You're right. It's part of the week, but it's totally, in certain ways, lost its physical reality. Take a mezuzah. Now it's called a mezuzah. Why do you call it a mezuzah? Why do you call it a parchment that has ink on it? Then you call it a mezuzah. It became a mitzvah. It lost, in a way, some aspect of physical, even though it's in the physical. Because we still call it the mitzvah. We call it that way because it became the Ratzon of the Eibush, what the Eibush wanted in the mitzvah. The Eibush wanted a mezuzah, and now it became a mezuzah. We made it a mezuzah. We made it tefillin. We made it this day holy, even though the Shabbos is holy on its own. But if we wouldn't keep the Shabbos, where would we see its holiness? God's wisdom affirms that it will be His will, that a particular legal rule be either lenient or strict. It is only that the will descends and illuminates in revealed fashion the realm of the physical, just as water descends from the high onto low. That's why Torah is comparison to water. Water comes from a very high place, it goes to the ultimate lowest place. Same as water and how it's found in low places. Same water that came from a very high heaven is found in the most lowest places of the world. And it doesn't change. It's like going through. Physical object itself, which the law discusses, does in fact utterly obscure. For example, in the law, one who changes a cow for a donkey, same masa pigel, a lay pigel the kasha, the law of the flesh of pigel. Pigel means again the offering that I bought with the wrong intentions. Or not pigel, or something that's not pigel, but kosher, something that's kosher. The actual cow or donkey or flesh do in fact completely conceal the radiances of supreme wisdom. In contrast, stated above, that when holding a physical essence, one grasps the godly essence of the Atzilus. Different lies in the fact that the essence is part of a mitzvah. As such, it has no identity other than the godliness, and thus do not conceal it. Since, in contrast, the physical cow or the donkey are not part of the law, they do conceal godliness. The God, the human intellect, however, which studies this law, since the intellect, cow and donkey are part of the law, they in fact do not consider the law. That's why the greatness of the law. Maybe the cow conceals godliness, but not the law. The law in my mind is not concealed. That's the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that if I take an animal and I'm bringing it as a sacrifice, and I have an evil thought while bringing this animal, the law instantly becomes an abomination. That's the will of God, not because I understand it or I comprehend it, because that's what God wanted. So I'm not hiding anything. I'm revealing the true will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in my mind, whether I comprehend it or not. So if I don't comprehend it, it's like Mavir. So it's going through my mind. If I comprehend it, maybe I can close it. But in a lot of halachas, I don't comprehend. That's what God wanted, and that's the concept of Mavir. Only the legal ruling itself, with its revealed rationality from Malchus of Bria, the reasoning of the Gemara there, and the Yetzirah, the reasoning of the Mishnah, of the state of the Neshama, the Bechinas Neshama, Shuel Kursa Machaya Mahar, which is the godness that veifies and brings into being. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Bri, Yetzirah, Asiyah, which are in the category of created beings, which are the awe and love of the angels, and the shamas and the souls of Chabad. From something to nothing. And as the radiance of the supreme wisdom that descends through Malchus of Bria Yetzirah in the form of the Torah, as is found in the worlds prior to its ascent below, it therefore slates the thirst of the soul. The angels of the world of Bria, that's why it gives like water. It feeds them. It gives them their sustenance. Even before it descended into this world, like descending water. And even after it descended in this world, it's far, it transcends by far Chabad of Asiyah. Even in a state of soul, which is at that state the sale of soul in Asiyah Shiel, of course, it's still a concept of godliness. And for this godliness of Asiyah, while an illumination of supreme wisdom within the law of godliness of Atzilus. Heavy stuff. And that completes the Tanya of the day. Today is the 10th day of the month, which is chapter 55 to chapter 59. I wish you all a good day. I want to invite you all at 10 o'clock. We'll continue to learn Chassidus together, Kabbalah together, Chassidus. We'll continue to learn Tanya, either at Chabad or on the Zoom, or on Torah Direct. And I wish you all a wonderful day. As I said, today is a very special day, Yud Kislev, Day of Liberation of the Alter Rebbe's son, the Mittler Rebbe. And it's also a day to give charity. So that's why we're going to have a matching campaign, which you can give charity. And every dollar you give is matched by our matchers. So every dollar you give is $2. Have a wonderful, beautiful, happy, and healthy